all these actor guys, and she would get.
I want to know who this is.
I can't tell you. She's a nice lady. She just look. She was basically doing she was doing the casting couch in reverse.
I think she's going to go out there and continue playing the fake Me Too card. Last year at the Time 100, she got up there and gave this big speech about how her mother was allegedly a victim, and it was clearly an attempt to like glom on, That's basically the same thing as it happening to me.
Let me tell you what I would do even if I wasn't a comic. If I saw someone do that, I'd be like, "What in the do you think you're accomplishing with this?"
Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly are now putting their credibility on the line, determined to dig into and reveal what many believe is the untold story surrounding Blake Lively.
When I saw Blake, I say hi. She didn't reply to me. I think when she saw me, it was like, I'm nothing, so she's not going to acknowledge me, or even trying to look at me or anything.
One of the biggest focuses on Megyn Kelly's show has been giving a platform to people who say they worked alongside Blake Lively on past film productions. Among the most talked about voices is a former assistant director, Barbara, who said she stepped away from the industry after a difficult experience while working on a simple favor. According to Barbara, what happened went far beyond a simple misunderstanding. She explained, "I don't want to draw attention to this, but I will say she was cruel to many people. I remember driving home in tears so many nights because no matter how hard you tried to make her happy, it was never enough, and she constantly put people down. I can't believe it's finally catching up with her."
Blake Lively's a star of this movie. This woman was the 4th AD. She has no power. She's low on the totem pole. She's working her way up in Hollywood, and Blake Lively treats her like shit. The mark of one's character is how you can treat someone who can do nothing for you.
Megyn Kelly has pointed to these accounts as evidence that the situation involving Justin was not an isolated case. She argues that Blake Lively managed to avoid serious scrutiny for years because of the influence and popularity of her husband. That leads to another major moment, when Joe Rogan launched a blistering attack on what he sees as Hollywood's moral double standards. In his discussion with his friend Brian, Rogan didn't limit his criticism to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Instead, he accused the broader entertainment industry of claiming the moral high ground while, in his view, allowing this kind of behavior to continue unchecked.
Hollywood tends to do that which is popular, that which is going to make them liked, rather than something that's morally or ethically consistent.
Sure.
That's what I mean, right?
Well, we've talked about this before, that it all comes down to the whole process of being chosen to do things.
Yeah.
Whether being chosen to direct or chosen to act or chosen. Everybody's constantly working to be chosen.
Joe Rogan argued that Hollywood expects people like Justin Baldoni to stay silent. Yet the same industry once celebrated Roman Polanski with a standing ovation. He also pointed out that several high-profile actresses, including Asia Argento, signed a petition calling for Polanski's release after his arrest in Switzerland. Referring to the Blake Lively controversy, Rogan questioned how anyone could still view Hollywood as a credible moral authority after those events. He argued that an industry willing to defend someone like Polanski has little standing to try to sideline someone like Justin Baldoni from future film projects. In Rogan's view, Hollywood's claimed moral authority is inconsistent and ultimately lacks credibility.
What's going on right now does not concern me nearly as much as it does a lot of other people. Because I feel like people are already reacting to it and already going, what in the and the ship is already starting to right itself.
Joe Rogan went deep on his podcast, and he laid out a profile of actors in general that is so accurate, so specific, and so applicable to the Blake Lively situation that it has been making the rounds online for weeks. And the first part of his argument is about why people like Blake become the way they are. According to him, people like Blake Lively just want to be famous. And this reason explains the mindset behind her obsessive Instagram posts, the desperate need to be seen at every major event, and the absolute meltdown when people turn against her.
Most of the time, the reason why we want to become an actor is because they didn't get enough attention. That's a lot of what causes it, especially if you have like this weird sort of non-specific desire for fame. It's not like you're a really good character actress, you're a Faye Dunaway or something like that. You're just really good at, you love the craft of creating a character. No, there's a lot of them that just want to be famous.
Joe Rogan linked that sense of insecurity to a specific pattern of behavior. He argued that people who feel threatened will use every advantage they have, including wealth, legal teams, industry connections, and influence to undermine anyone they see as a rival. In his discussion, Rogan expanded his criticism beyond Blake Lively, claiming that influential figures around her, including names like Jenny Slate and Taylor Swift, enabled this behavior for years. As the controversy continued, two highly publicized moments added even more attention to the debate that Rogan and Megyn Kelly were already amplifying. The first came during the FIFA World Cup final, where Blake Lively was shown on camera FaceTiming her husband, Ryan Reynolds, while speaking with a well-known celebrity in the stands as television cameras captured the scene. The second event drew even more discussion. When Taylor Swift got married, Blake Lively was noticeably absent. Supporters of Rogan's argument combined those two moments to suggest that Blake's public image was changing. They claimed the FaceTime appearance reflected a continued reliance on Ryan Reynolds to remain in the spotlight as scrutiny around her continued.
Blake Lively just loves to appear in huge events, just trying to pretend like nothing really happened.
Megyn Kelly publicly confirmed that she was among the journalists that Blake Lively's legal team tried to silence with subpoenas. Let that sink in for a second. While Blake was busy telling everyone that she wanted justice, her lawyers were out there trying to seize the confidential reporting materials of one of the most prominent journalists in the country.
We can now reveal that we were among those targeted by Blake Lively. Yes, she actually tried to get the confidential and proprietary materials my team and I used for any and all stories about her.
According to the account, Blake Lively's legal team sought confidential materials related to Megyn Kelly's reporting on stories involving Blake. The request allegedly included source lists, internal communications, and records documenting Kelly's reporting process. The same account also claims that Blake's attorneys alleged Megyn Kelly had been compensated by Justin and his legal team to produce coverage critical of Blake. As described, they requested documents they believed would reveal any alleged agreement or payment arrangement connected to that claim.
She actually thinks I needed to get paid by Baldoni's team to say negative things about her. Newsflash, Blake. I came to those conclusions totally organically. Don't give away your power, sweetheart. It was you. It was all you who made me unable to stand you.
The commentary goes on to argue that this allegation is highly implausible. It points out that Megyn Kelly is a former Fox News anchor who now runs her own production company, suggesting it makes little sense to claim she would secretly accept payments from a director she has never met to criticize an actress she does not personally know. According to this perspective, the accusation reflects a belief that anyone speaking critically must be acting on someone else's behalf. Megyn Kelly addressed the allegation on her show, publicly rejecting the claim and ending the discussion with a firm on-air statement.
I am a member of the press, and I will never back down to the likes of Blake Lively.
Joe Rogan's involvement is portrayed as a major threat to Ryan Reynolds' public image because he reaches an audience that traditional entertainment media often doesn't. The argument is that many Deadpool fans have only known Ryan through his humorous on-screen persona, but Rogan's discussions have encouraged some of them to look beyond the movies. His podcast has highlighted allegations surrounding Ryan's interactions with co-stars, the Blake Lively controversy, and the released text messages, raising questions that supporters say could weaken Ryan's core fan base and even affect future Disney-backed projects centered on him. During one discussion, Rogan and his guests claimed Ryan Reynolds was attempting to distance himself from the ongoing lawsuit, despite allegations that he played an important role in the events surrounding Justin Baldoni and the film. Rogan argued that the controversy has reached a point where evidence matters more than celebrity status, urging people across the political spectrum to judge the facts rather than personalities. Rogan also revisited his long-standing support for Justin Baldoni, accusing Blake Lively of damaging his career, and comparing the situation to the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial. His central point was that wealth, fame, emotional public appearances, and polished PR campaigns should never be mistaken for proof. He praised Baldoni for releasing text messages, particularly one in which Blake allegedly invited him into her trailer. Rogan argued that publicly available messages allow people to examine the evidence themselves instead of relying on competing narratives. Megyn Kelly echoed that theme while criticizing Blake's legal strategy. She argued that Blake's reported request for roughly $8 million in legal fees was excessive, questioning whether the claimed hours and costs could realistically add up. Kelly portrayed the request as an effort to frame a legal setback as a public victory, arguing that demanding millions to defend against a single counterclaim contrasted sharply with Baldoni's own legal battle. Rogan then broadened the discussion beyond the lawsuit, arguing that Hollywood often protects influential figures while overlooking talented performers like Justin Baldoni. He described the audition process as emotionally draining, claiming constant rejection can damage self-esteem and create an industry that rewards validation-seeking personalities rather than genuine talent. Taken together, Rogan and Kelly's commentary paints a picture of a Hollywood system they believe is driven by influence, image, and selective accountability. Whether audiences agree or disagree, the debate has shifted beyond one lawsuit into a larger conversation about celebrity power, public perception, and whether carefully crafted narratives can withstand the weight of evidence.